Proverbs chapter 20, the conduct of the wise and the foolish. Proverbs chapter 20 is a collection of wise sayings that offer insight into human behavior, morality, and divine truth. It addresses a variety of topics: self-control, honesty, diligence, leadership, and trust in God, all pointing toward a life of wisdom rooted in righteousness. The chapter functions as a mirror of human nature and a moral guide, reminding readers that true wisdom is not found in pride or deceit but in integrity, humility, and reverence for God's direction. The chapter begins with a warning about the dangers of alcohol. Wine is a mocker, strong drink is a brawler, the text declares, suggesting that those who are led astray by intoxicating substances lose their sense of judgment and respectability. This opening sets the tone for the entire passage by contrasting wisdom and folly. Wisdom practices restraint, while folly gives in to impulse. Similarly, the next verse teaches reverence for authority. Just as the roar of a lion signals danger, the wrath of a king, or any figure of power, should not be provoked lightly. The wise understand that peace, respect, and prudence preserve life, whereas reckless defiance invites ruin. Throughout the chapter, self-control is depicted as a hallmark of honor. It is honorable for a man to stop striving, since any fool can start a quarrel, Proverbs 20 verse 3 states. True strength is found not in the ability to win an argument but in the wisdom to avoid unnecessary conflict. Likewise, laziness and procrastination are condemned as destructive habits. The man who refuses to plow because of winter will beg during harvest and have nothing. The message is clear: diligence and foresight bring provision, while excuses lead to poverty. Wisdom requires effort and discipline, both in work and in moral living. The text also explores the theme of integrity. Many claim to be good, but who can find a faithful man? The proverb points out that genuine faithfulness is rare, for people often overestimate their virtue. Yet, the righteous man walks in his integrity, his children are blessed after him. Integrity, therefore, is not only a personal virtue but a legacy. It blesses future generations. The same principle applies to leadership. A just ruler scatters all evil with his eyes, symbolizing the purging of corruption through discernment and fairness. Leaders who act with mercy and truth preserve their authority, while deceitful ones undermine their own foundations. Human imperfection is another recurring theme. Who can say, "I have made my heart clean, I am pure from my sin"? The rhetorical question underscores humanity's universal need for God's grace. No one is entirely righteous or self-purified. Only through divine mercy can a person be truly cleansed. This humility before God connects with another proverb in the chapter: "A man's steps are of the Lord, how then can a man understand his own way?" It reminds readers that life is not fully under human control. God guides the paths of men, and wisdom begins with recognizing His sovereignty. The chapter also warns against dishonesty in daily dealings. The repetition of the phrase "diverse weights and measures are an abomination to the Lord" condemns economic deceit, a common ancient practice where merchants used false scales to cheat buyers. God detests dishonesty, not only in business but in all areas of life. Even children, the proverb says, are known by their deeds. What one does reveals true character. Wisdom, therefore, is observable. It manifests through action, not words. Similarly, the lips of knowledge are described as more valuable than gold or rubies, emphasizing that moral and spiritual truth surpasses material wealth in worth. Another strong thread in this chapter is the danger of deceit and impulsiveness. Bread gained through deceit may taste sweet initially, but it turns to gravel in the mouth. The image conveys the temporary pleasure of wrongdoing, followed by inevitable regret. Proverbs warns against rash vows as well. Making promises to God or others without careful thought can become a trap. Wisdom calls for restraint and reflection before making commitments. Along these lines, the text discourages revenge. Do not say, "I will recompense evil." Wait for the Lord, and He will save you. True justice belongs to God, and trusting in His timing is an act of faith and patience. Interpersonal relationships are also addressed. The talebearer, or gossip, is condemned for spreading secrets, and the listener is cautioned not to associate with such people. Speech has power. It can build up or destroy reputations and relationships. Proverbs 20 emphasizes the need for discretion, truthfulness, and self-control in communication. Similarly, respect for parents is elevated to a moral duty. Whoever curses his father or his mother, his lamp will be put out in deep darkness. To dishonor one's parents is to reject wisdom itself, and the result is spiritual and moral darkness. As the chapter concludes, it reflects on maturity, leadership, and discipline. Youth is praised for its strength, while old age is honored for its wisdom. Both are gifts from God, suited to different stages of life. The final verse draws a sobering yet hopeful picture. Blows that hurt cleanse away evil, as dew stripes the inner depths of the heart. Pain, whether physical or moral, can serve as correction. Discipline purifies the heart, teaching lessons that comfort and ease often cannot. In essence, Proverbs chapter 20 paints a portrait of the wise person as one who lives with restraint, integrity, humility, and dependence on God. It teaches that wisdom is not found in quick riches, deceit, or pride, but in honesty, diligence, and faith. It calls for self-examination, reminding readers that the human spirit is the lamp of the Lord, illuminating the innermost thoughts and motives of the heart. The chapter's timeless counsel urges all who read it to live transparently before God, to treat others justly, and to trust divine providence in every step. In doing so, one finds not only personal peace but the favor and stability that come from walking in harmony with God's wisdom.
Chapter 20. Wine is a mocker, strong drink is a brawler, and whoever is led astray by it is not wise. The wrath of a king is like the roaring of a lion. Whoever provokes him to anger sins against his own life. It is honorable for a man to stop striving, since any fool can start a quarrel. The lazy man will not plow because of winter. He will beg during harvest and have nothing. Counsel in the heart of a man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. Most men will proclaim each his own goodness, but who can find a faithful man? The righteous man walks in his integrity. His children are blessed after him. A king who sits on the throne of judgment scatters all evil with his eyes. Who can say, I have made my heart clean, I am pure from my sin? Diverse weights and diverse measures, they are both alike an abomination to the Lord. Even a child is known by his deeds, whether what he does is pure and right. The hearing ear and the seeing eye, the Lord has made them both. Do not love sleep, lest you come to poverty. Open your eyes, and you will be satisfied with bread. It is good for nothing, cries the buyer, but when he has gone his way, then he boasts. There is gold and a multitude of rubies, but the lips of knowledge are a precious jewel. Take the garment of one who is surety for a stranger, and hold it as a pledge when it is for a seductress. Bread gained by deceit is sweet to a man, but afterward his mouth will be filled with gravel. Plans are established by counsel. By wise counsel wage war. He who goes about as a tale-bearer reveals secrets. Therefore do not associate with one who flatters with his lips. Whoever curses his father or his mother, his lamp will be put out in deep darkness. An inheritance gained hastily at the beginning will not be blessed at the end. Do not say, I will recompense evil. Wait for the Lord, and he will save you. Diverse weights are an abomination to the Lord, and dishonest scales are not good. A man's steps are of the Lord. How then can a man understand his own way? It is a snare for a man to devote rashly something as holy, and afterward to reconsider his vows. A wise king sifts out the wicked and brings the threshing wheel over them. The spirit of a man is the lamp of the Lord, searching all the inner depths of his heart. Mercy and truth preserve the king, and by loving kindness he upholds his throne. The glory of young men is their strength, and the splendor of old men is their gray head. Blows that hurt cleanse away evil, as do stripes the inner depths of the heart.